It all started on a hushed night, the air thick with unspoken tension after the football game. Lucas walked through the door, laughter trailing behind him, flanked by two strangers whose presence felt like a secret waiting to unfold. That night altered everything I thought I knew. On that fateful evening, a moment unfolded that would linger in the hearts of many, leaving them breathless and yearning for what could never be. Lucas has always been reserved, a steady presence in a world full of noise, a heart that longs for stability. We shared a bond that felt unbreakable, or so I believed. For all those years, he wore his truth like a hidden treasure, never revealing the weight of his secret heart. Our life was a delicate whisper. By day, I lost myself in the mundane, but my heart whispered secrets of a longing that felt both thrilling and wrong. In the quiet of the night, our souls intertwined in a secret embrace. That night, just like every other, Lucas slipped away to play football, leaving me alone with my thoughts and a longing that felt both thrilling and wrong. It was their secret ritual, a fleeting escape, stolen away to savor laughter with his friends. I lingered in the shadows of my own heart, trapped within the walls of solitude. But when I came back, I found myself in the company of someone I shouldn't have. Marcus and Diego, two strangers who felt like a secret, stood by his side. Lucas beamed as he introduced them, and I struggled to recall if I had ever spoken of them before. No, I had never crossed that line. They appeared to be just like everyone else, even warm-hearted, yet an unspoken tension in the air drew me in. I couldn't quite grasp what it was. Visits after football were rare, and so I held my tongue, feeling the weight of unspoken words linger in the air. I exchanged glances with everyone, the air thick with unspoken feelings, as our words danced around the edges of something deeper. Then I turned away, my heart heavy, as I walked on, leaving behind what could never be. Yet, an undeniable pull kept me near, a whisper in my heart that tonight held something extraordinary. The night started like any other, yet what unfolded would shake the very foundation of my heart and force me to question everything I thought I knew. As I stepped back into the living room with drinks in hand, Lucas exuded an energy that both captivated and confused me. I believed he was simply thrilled to enjoy the moment with Marcus and Diego. I settled beside him on the sofa, the laughter of the others fading into the background as my heart raced with unspoken feelings. Everything seemed ordinary until that fateful moment. That night felt achingly ordinary, yet something unspoken lingered in the air. At times, he would chime in with a fleeting thought, his words hanging in the air like a secret shared between them. Yet, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. There was an undeniable tension in the air, a spark that felt both thrilling and wrong. His words lingered, but they didn't quite align with the warmth in his gaze. Maybe it was the way his smile ignited something deep within me. Every now and then, his eyes would meet mine, a silent promise hanging in the air, as if he was longing for something more. I chose to ignore its weight. Perhaps it was simply a fleeting moment of joy. Everything seemed ordinary until Lucas's words shifted the air, igniting a spark that felt both thrilling and wrong. In a fleeting moment, he turned to Diego, a smile playing on his lips, and uttered words that sent a shiver through my heart. "Diego, you know Sofia has a way with words that could captivate us all tonight." In that fleeting instant, time seemed to hold its breath. The laughter faded, leaving only unspoken words hanging between them. I struggled to make sense of it all. Did he really just say that? Could he really be serious? Why did he have to say that? I searched Lucas's eyes, hoping to find a hint that this was all just a cruel joke. Perhaps I was longing for the sound of his laughter. Yet, there was a tranquility in his gaze, a serenity that felt almost forbidden. Silence hung heavy in the air, a quiet void where joy once danced. His gaze pierced through me, a silent plea hanging in the air, as if my response held the weight of the world. My gaze drifted to Lucas's friends, searching for any hint that they knew the truth of our secret. Diego, the man he had spoken to, stood frozen in confusion, his heart racing with unspoken tension. He stayed frozen, the glass trembling as it moved from the table to his lips. A moment suspended in time. Marcus's gaze was locked on the floor, his heart a silent storm of unspoken feelings. In an instant, everything shifted, charged with an unspoken tension that hung in the air. The air crackled with unspoken words, a magnetic pull that felt both thrilling and wrong. I was lost in a whirlwind of emotions, caught between fear and confusion. unable to grasp what truly stirred within me. My heart raced, caught in a whirlwind of emotions, struggling to understand the undeniable spark that had just ignited between us. Why did he have to say that? What does this all signify? Is this all just a game? What does he want from me? Just when I believed the moment couldn't grow any more surreal, Lucas, with that same unsettling calm, dropped a bombshell that thickened the air with tension. Absolutely. I truly mean it. A flutter ignited deep within me. A feeling I couldn't ignore. It was real, raw, and undeniably true. I held the conversation with a weight in my heart. Yet the most troubling part was the uncertainty of its meaning. The silence in the room felt heavy, almost suffocating, as if it held secrets too precious to be spoken. Silence hung heavy in the air. A secret unspoken. Diego stood resolute, while Marcus's gaze fell to the ground. And I sat there, lost in a whirlwind of confusion. That night became something extraordinary. A moment suspended in time. After that moment, everything shifted. My view of Lucas transformed. The bond we shared felt different, and I began to question my own identity. Yet, the night unfolded in a way that neither of them could have anticipated. I had always been so guarded. Yet here I was, crossing a line I never thought I would dare to tread. Why did those words slip from my lips in front of two strangers I barely knew? I gazed into his eyes, searching for a hint that might unravel the mystery between us. Yet he stayed unmoved, as if he held all the secrets tightly within his grasp. For a fleeting instant, I felt an aching solitude, as though I were the only soul in that forbidden space. Thoughts tangled in my mind, each one a whisper of what could never be. Is this a cruel joke? Is he venturing into uncharted territory? Does he hate me now? What is he hoping I will do? My thoughts raced wildly, yet my body remained frozen in place. A part of me yearned to flee, to change my surroundings, to deny the reality unfolding before me, to shy away from a moment I couldn't grasp. Yet, a whisper in the depths of my heart urged me to linger, to witness the unfolding drama, to uncover the truth behind his choices. My heart raced, torn between the thrill of the unknown and the pull of safety. I chose to observe Lucas quietly, my heart racing with unspoken feelings. I clutched his glass, pretending to be content, though my heart whispered otherwise. What troubled me most was his unwavering confidence, as if he held a secret about how the night would unfold. A promise of something we both dared to crave. How could he possibly know? What was it that he longed to reveal? It was never just him. Their eyes met for a fleeting moment, both searching for a hint of shared confusion. A silent connection that felt both thrilling and wrong. Diego stood his ground, caught in a moment where laughter and escape danced dangerously close together. Marcus appeared uneasy, yet there was a flicker in his gaze that suggested he was bracing himself for the inevitable moment that loomed between us. What did he truly hope for? What choice could he make that would change everything? With my arms crossed tightly, I fought to keep my heart steady. I never imagined I would surrender so quickly. I never imagined I would admit how lost I truly felt. I chose to stay quiet, pretending I was untouched by what had happened, as if it didn't pierce my heart at all. Yet, within me, a storm raged. Once again, Lucas's gaze pierced through me. His expression had shifted, revealing a depth of feeling that was both unexpected and thrilling. It was more than a fleeting thought, more than a mere jest. It felt like he held a secret hope for me, a longing that both thrilled and terrified me, leaving me in a haze of confusion. What was he thinking? What choices did I have? In that fleeting moment, all I could grasp was the undeniable truth, no matter how hard I tried to fight it. I was already ensnared in the web of his secret intentions. There was no turning back now. Thoughts swirled around me, each one more haunting than the last. Yet, with each passing moment, it deepened into something more painful. Each breath felt like a stolen moment, heavy with unspoken longing. I craved answers, yet fear held my tongue captive. Then he crossed a line that left me breathless. Lucas rose slowly, silence enveloping him, his gaze distant, oblivious to the laughter of his friends. He approached me, each step heavy with unspoken words. As he drew near, his breath brushed against my ear, and he whispered something so soft. It felt like a secret meant only for me. Believe in me. Those 3 words silenced the chaos in my mind, leaving only the weight of what we could never fully embrace. His voice held a quiet intensity, a secretive whisper that felt like a hidden invitation. In that fleeting moment, a whirlwind of emotions surged within me, leaving me breathless and yearning for something I knew I shouldn't desire. At first, I wanted to tell him to stop toying with my heart. Yet, in the depths of his gaze, I found a comfort that made me pause and reflect. I'd always been the careful one, but in that moment, something inside me stirred, urging me to break free from the chains of caution. If I was doing this, there had to be a reason that pulled at my heartstrings. His words echoed in my heart, a haunting melody I couldn't escape. Believe in me. It was a struggle, yet something deep inside me whispered that there was no other choice. It felt like he was whispering secrets meant only for my ears. Despite the confusion and irritation swirling around me, there was a deeper reason behind it all, one that eluded my grasp. I chose to trust him, even if it felt like stepping into shadows. Curled up against the backrest of the sofa, I took a deep breath, feeling the weight of unspoken feelings in the air. I never meant to escape or keep fighting against it. Against my better judgment, I chose to obey his words. Even as confusion swirled around me, I felt a thrill of anticipation, wondering just how deep this connection could take us. Deep down, a part of me yearned to believe in him. Those three expressions had crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. I embarked on a journey that would forever alter my perception of Lucas and my own heart. After what felt like an eternity, I realized I was seeing him in a way I never had before. Who was that mysterious figure? He was the one I had woven my heart into. Yet now he seemed like a stranger. It was a sensation of safety unlike anything I had ever known. Both enchanting and unsettling in its intensity. I chose to remain, drawn not just by curiosity about his intentions, but by the need to uncover the depths of his soul. He held secrets close, shadows lingering between us, and I found myself unable to let them go, yearning to uncover what lay hidden beneath his guarded heart. Even with the anxiety lingering, an irresistible curiosity bubbled beneath the surface, pulling at her heart in ways she never expected. In that fleeting instant, I made a choice that would alter everything between us. I had stepped over a line I never meant to cross. From that instant, nothing would ever be the same again. As the night deepened, the air crackled with unspoken tension. Lucas, with that unsettling serenity, kept sharing his unexpected thoughts, igniting a spark of something I dared not acknowledge. Initially, the words felt innocent, yet beneath their surface lay a tension that hinted at secrets waiting to be uncovered. Marcus and Diego, once tense and apprehensive, slowly found solace in each other, navigating a world that felt both foreign and intoxicating. For me, it felt like a whirlwind of feelings, each twist and turn pulling at my heart in ways I never expected. Uncertainty twisted into anxiety, igniting a curiosity I couldn't resist, even if it felt wrong. Why does it have to be like this? What does he truly seek? Is he daring to explore the unknown? Or is he simply toying with my heart? Marcus, the quiet one among us, broke the heavy silence with a soft, uncertain laugh that hung in the air. Fragile and fleeting, this moment feels so charged, doesn't it? A tension that's hard to ignore. Swaying gently, my gaze lingers on him, a mix of longing and secrecy in my heart. Diego attempted to steer the conversation towards football, but Lucas silenced him with a raised hand, asserting his dominance over the moment. Let's not stray from the topic, he said, a hint of tension in his smile. I'd love to explore something more captivating. I long for us to bare our souls. Once again, the silence enveloped the room, heavy with unspoken words and lingering glances. As their words hung in the air, I could see the tension in their eyes, and my heart raced with a mix of longing and uncertainty. Could it truly be what he envisioned? What kind of truth did he crave? I bit my lip, fighting to maintain my composure. But the air around us grew thick with unspoken tension. It felt like we were caught in a secret game, one where only he was allowed to play, leaving me on the outside, yearning for a taste of what could never be mine. Tell me, Diego, Lucas urged, his gaze fixed intently on him. What went through your mind when you laid eyes on Sofia for the first time tonight? Diego clutched his drink, a flicker of surprise crossing his face at the unexpected question. His gaze flickered between Lucas and me, then dropped to the floor, heavy with unspoken words. Do you really want me to speak the words that linger in the shadows? With a heart full of worry and uncertainty, Component Placement inquired. Yes, I want you to be honest, Lucas said, his voice steady, as he waited for Diego's reply. the air thick with unspoken tension. The air crackled with unspoken words, igniting a fire within me. In that moment, everything else faded away. It felt like a betrayal. The way Lucas probed his friends, igniting a storm of emotions within me. I knew that any response would shatter the fragile magic of the night. After taking a deep breath, Diego whispered. She was breathtakingly beautiful. Her voice trembled with uncertainty. A silent plea for understanding, as if she feared the weight of judgment looming over her. Lucas nodded, a knowing look in his eyes, as if he had anticipated my response all along. Then his gaze fell upon Marcus. And you, Marcus, what were your thoughts? Marcus, his heart racing, forced a smile, desperate to ease the weight of unspoken feelings hanging between them. Less than text. I think we match, he said, a hint of longing in his voice as he shrugged his shoulders. A flutter ignited deep within me, something I knew I shouldn't embrace. I couldn't tell if it was shame, unease, or something deeper stirring within me. Every word deepened the tension between us. Less than text. I felt an urge to speak, to utter anything that might halt the flow of words between us. Yet, a part of me couldn't help but feel drawn in. What was the boundary Lucas couldn't cross? What was he trying to say with all of this? The air crackled with unspoken desire. But what Lucas did next turned everything upside down. He rose from his seat, setting his glass down on the table with a deliberate grace that hinted at something unspoken. A moment charged with tension. The air was thick with unspoken words. With each step he took towards the center, a heartbeat echoed in the silence, a reminder of the unspoken tension between them. He shielded his eyes from the world, hiding the longing within. Despite my inner turmoil, I found myself irresistibly drawn to him. His gaze lingered on each of us, a silent weight that pressed against my heart. And in that moment, I knew I stood on the edge of a choice that could change everything. My heart raced, each beat echoing the thrill of something unspoken. A whirlwind of thrill and trepidation consumed my mind. What was the secret I was on the verge of sharing? May I request something from you? Drenia spoke softly, her voice laced with an unspoken longing. His gaze lingered on Marcus and Diego, a mix of longing and unspoken desire swirling in the air between them. Please, I need you tonight. My faith in you mirrors your faith in me. They exchanged glances, their eyes filled with a mix of bewilderment and unspoken longing. Grappling with the weight of his words, Marcus's voice broke the silence, a hesitant whisper that hung in the air, charged with unspoken feelings. Can you share your thoughts more clearly? His gaze flickered, a shy smile playing on his lips. Lucas smiled, a warmth that sent shivers through the air, unsettling those nearby, a smile that concealed deeper, unspoken feelings. Tonight, everything is laid bare. There are no hidden truths. I need everyone here to bare their souls, even if it stings a little. A weight pressed down on my heart. What was it that I truly desired? What did I truly mean? What did I think would unfold in that secret place? My heart raced with uncertainty, searching for answers that only led me deeper into a maze of longing and doubt. Like a secret that lingered between us, heavy and unspoken, I glanced at Marcus and Diego, searching their eyes for answers. But they mirrored my own confusion, leaving my heart racing with unspoken tension. Lucas, sensing a shift in the air, turned ever so slightly towards me, igniting a spark that felt both thrilling and dangerous. There's nothing to fear. This is the only chance we have, he whispered, a smile dancing on his lips. All I long for is the quiet promise that Sophia and I will always be there for one another. His gaze met mine, heavy with unspoken words. A shift lingered in the air, electric and undeniable. I could no longer stand on the sidelines. Now I was utterly entangled, even though I couldn't quite understand how it happened. In that fleeting moment, Lucas chose a path that transformed the entire night into something unrecognizable. He stepped closer to Marcus, his voice barely a whisper, revealing how her touch sent shivers down his spine. Marcus, if you truly believe in us, please, step closer to Sophia. My eyes fluttered open, wide and unguarded. My breath quickened, a rush of emotions flooding through me. What was he up to? I pondered as Marcus gazed at him, his expression revealing the weight of an unspoken longing. Diego's heart raced, a whirlwind of emotions swirling within him. I found myself torn between uncertainty and a deep, undeniable attraction. Every nerve in me tingled with a mix of fear and longing. Yet I found myself frozen, unable to break the silence that surrounded us. The air crackled with unspoken words. Marcus paused, his gaze flickering between Lucas and me. A storm of unspoken feelings swirling in the air. After taking a deep breath, he moved closer, hesitating as he glanced at Diego, seeking a silent nod of permission. Lucas remained quiet, his calm demeanor unsettling those nearby as he pondered the situation, leaving an air of tension that felt almost forbidden. It felt as if it knew, deep down, that his wishes would soon be fulfilled. In that instant, my heart raced, sensing the fragile tension that could shatter everything between us. Marcus stood on the edge of a decision that felt both thrilling and perilous. A choice that none of us could truly grasp. Diego hovered on the edge of action, while Lucas remained a silent spectator, as if this moment had been orchestrated just for him. In that instant, I understood that the night was teetering on the edge of something irreversible. The air in their room crackled with an unspoken tension. Marcus had come closer, but he chose to pull away, leaving a lingering tension in the air. Diego stood frozen, the glass clutched tightly in his hand, yet his gaze was locked onto us, filled with unspoken longing. Lucas stood resolute, an unsettling calmness in his demeanor, as if he could foresee the storm that was about to unfold. The air was thick with tension, each breath a struggle against the weight of unspoken desires. Then Lucas stepped closer, his voice steady yet heavy with unspoken emotions, revealing that this moment had spiraled far beyond what we had ever anticipated. This night holds more than just whispers. It's all about embracing that spark, letting go of our doubts, and daring to venture into the depths of what we usually keep hidden. As I locked eyes with Marcus and Diego, an electric chill raced down my spine. That night, I felt the pull of something I knew I shouldn't pursue, a thrill that whispered promises of the forbidden. A shiver coursed through my fingers. My heart raced, each thump echoing in the silence, as if the world could hear the secret it held. I questioned whether I was prepared to confront what lay ahead. Yet, when our eyes locked, an unspoken tension hung in the air, compelling me to inhale sharply. "Trust me, I promise you won't regret it." His voice brushed against my ear once more, sending shivers down my spine. That quiet plea held a magic that washed away my uncertainties. I studied it closely, and in the end, my heart whispered its reluctant consent. In that moment, everything shifted irrevocably. The tension that had filled the air shifted, morphing into an electric charge, a gaze laden with unspoken desire. The warmth of Lucas's hands rested on my shoulders, a tender yet possessive touch. As Marcus and Diego drew closer, their presence charged with unspoken longing, as if they were drawn by an invitation that lingered in the air between us. What began as an awkward moment quickly ignited into something deeper, something they both knew they shouldn't feel. It was Lucas who led the way, his presence a steady rhythm as the world around us blurred into the background. One by one, the whispers of uncertainty slipped into the shadows. For the first time, I felt an intoxicating mix of vulnerability and freedom, a thrilling secret that danced just out of reach. Marcus's hands lingered on my waist, a spark of danger in the air, while Diego hovered nearby, his eyes filled with a mix of yearning and anxiety. The intensity wrapped around them, consuming every moment. His gaze lingered on me, a mix of pride and something unspoken, a warmth that felt both comforting and dangerously thrilling. He watched as the pieces fell into place, just as he had secretly hoped they would. As the night deepened, the walls that kept us apart crumbled away. In that moment, shame faded away, leaving only the raw ache of desire, the spark of connection, and the fragile thread of trust between them. It was unlike anything I had ever known, igniting a spark within me that felt both exhilarating and dangerously alive. In the end, silence enveloped the room once more, heavy with unspoken words and lingering glances. Marcus and Diego nestled together on the sofa, their glances weaving a tapestry of unspoken feelings that danced just out of reach. He grasped my hand, his gaze searching mine, as if he feared the fragile thread that bound us might unravel. Everything felt so right, yet so wrong. "Less than text," I whispered to him, my heart racing as he nodded and smiled. A moment that felt both sweet and dangerous. "Do you really mean it, Sophia?" Drenia's fingers brushed against my cheek as she tucked a stray hair behind my ear, her gaze lingering just a moment too long. "Trust is the delicate thread that binds hearts. a whisper of hope in a world where shadows linger. In the depths of my heart, I hold on to the certainty that no matter the obstacles, our souls are destined to intertwine, even amidst the chaos of thoughts. His words pierced through, igniting a spark I knew I shouldn't feel. That night changed everything between us, unraveling my view of Lucas, myself, and the very essence of love and trust we thought we knew. That night, we ventured into uncharted territory, where the thrill of the unknown intertwined with a rush of forbidden desire. As the door clicked shut behind Marcus and Diego, an intense silence enveloped the home, heavy with unspoken feelings. The lingering energy of the night wrapped around them, a silent witness to their unspoken desires. In that fleeting moment, silence enveloped us, heavy with unspoken words. I sat in the armchair, lost in thought, while he stayed quietly beside me, an unspoken tension hanging in the air. "Sophia, how have you been? I can't help but think of you." Component placement asked me, their gaze piercing through my defenses. I took a deep breath. Yet I knew my expression betrayed a whirlwind of emotions that words could never capture. "What is this feeling consuming me?" I answered. In that fleeting instant, my heart raced as he stepped forward. What I craved that night was more than just a simple experiment. He whispered, his voice laced with hesitation. I longed for us to grasp something that felt so important, yet so out of reach. In that moment of vulnerability, when we dare to trust, fear fades away. In the shadows of our hearts, trust whispers, urging us to break free from the walls we've built. His words held a weight that transformed every moment of that night into something profound. From the very beginning, a sense of unease wrapped around him like a shadow. He could see my frustration, but his words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken feelings. It was the only way he knew how to reach me, even if it felt wrong. Yet, as we spoke, it became clear that what transpired was beyond the reach of words. Lucas's longing was for us to share that moment, to feel it deeply in our hearts together. In that fleeting instant, we grasped the depth of what it all meant. Our words lingered in the air, heavy with the weight of what we both felt, a connection that was both beautiful and unspoken. I came to understand that, even though that extraordinary night held the promise of deepening our bond, it also felt like a secret we weren't meant to explore. Sometimes, the moments we never saw coming leave the deepest marks on our hearts, shaping who we are in ways we never imagined. That night changed everything for me. Sometimes, the most unexpected moments draw us closer, igniting a spark that changes everything. In the shadows of secrecy, we find ourselves yearning for connection, our hearts racing with the thrill of what could be. Trust is more than a mere word, it's a fragile bond that pulls at the heartstrings, whispering secrets of longing and desire. It is a spark,